Hello, Oracles. Well, Elon Musk did not sell any more Tesla stock. Well, at least that's based upon the Form 4 filings that we did not get yesterday. If we had gotten any Form 4 filings yesterday, that would have indicated that Elon did sell sometime last week after Wednesday. Last Form 4 filings that we have came in on November 8th, which was last Tuesday, showing that Elon had sold about $4 billion worth of stock. Since then, we had seen some higher volume days coming through, making us believe that Elon had been selling more. However, if he did sell on Wednesday or Thursday, we would have seen those Form 4 filings by last night. We have not seen those. So unless there is a delay in the Form 4 filings from him, then we can determine that it was not Elon selling and it was some other selling pressure that was coming through. So we do see this from time to time when market manipulators come in and they see that something big is going on and they intentionally move the stock in that direction again to make people believe that something is happening. So this could potentially be the case for last week where market manipulators came through and were like, ooh, Elon's selling. The public doesn't know if Elon is done selling. We want that selling pressure to continue. We want to keep retail investors guessing and we want them to sell out so that we can drop the stock price further. So this could potentially be what ended up happening Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week. We still have a couple more days to check on more Form 4 filings from Elon, but if we do not get those, then we can determine that it was definitely market manipulators that were bringing the stock down further. This is just something that they do. So a lot of people were starting to have their trust in Elon wavering. Should he be doing this? Why is he selling? He's caring more about Twitter than he cares about Tesla. You know, obviously he's spending a lot of time over at Twitter. He is currently sleeping on the floor over at the headquarters there, very much like he did for Tesla back in 2018 when they were trying to get the Model 3 up and ramped. So this is something that's happening over there. This is where Elon thrives. So the good news is Tesla is clearly still doing very well fundamentally while Elon is focused on Twitter at the moment. Other good news is that when Elon has done this in the past, that company that he was sleeping on the floor of the headquarters from ended up doing extremely well. So we could end up seeing that happening with Twitter in the future, and I have a feeling that as soon as we see Twitter become solvent when it comes to their financials, and Elon putting in place a nice C team when it comes to the CEO, CFO, and all of that, I think that we will end up seeing Tesla stock turn back around and our faith in Elon across the board will come back. You guys can let me know in the comments below if your faith in Elon has wavered at all. For me, I have had questions. I always question everything. And because of the fact that I question everything and I listen to all of you guys on both sides of the coin when it comes down to, your feelings and opinions on Tesla stock and Elon, because I do question everything, I do have a stronger faith and conviction in the company moving forward. And for me, this is where I take my emotions out. I look at everything objectively, I question everything, and so this way I can make a good, rational, logical decision as to what I want to do with my money. Again, we have said it many times here and many times in the past. So many people have mentioned that your emotions do not belong in the stock market. If you are going to be trading or investing with emotions, you are going to most likely lose out every single time. This is what market manipulators prey on. Last week we saw just that. We saw market manipulators preying on the emotions of a whole lot of investors when it came to Elon, whether he was selling or not. And if we do not get Form 4 filings, then we can confirm that somebody was intentionally manipulating emotions last week when it came to Tesla stock. So this is something that I pay attention to going forward as well. And looking at these times right now, and I've seen plenty of memes for it. We saw it from 2020. We now see it in 2022. Just a short while ago, the stock was pushing up to $315 and everybody was excited. Everybody wanted to buy. Yeah, I'm getting into the stock. We're going back to the moon. And then it started collapsing. The stock price started coming down, despite the fact that some people had called it coming down. I called us filling that gap at 247 and we blew right past that. But all along the way, we had people, many of us on here, was like, I'm just going to dollar cost average along the way. That's awesome. But there were a lot of people also that I saw over on Twitter who said, oh, I'm going to buy at 313. It's a great deal. And now we're down here at the 190 mark and they're afraid and they want to sell. One of the things that I learned in my life is asking the right questions. So as we are down to this point right now, and I have people out there who are saying that Tesla was a great buy at $300, but now they want to sell it at 190 is, the question I ask is, the fundamentals, have they changed? Have the fundamentals changed at all since we have gone from $300 to $190? The answer to that question is yes. The fundamentals have changed. they've actually gotten better. So the fundamentals of the company are stronger now at $190 than they were at $300. This is why the stock price is not the fundamentals of the company. The stock price can be manipulated in many ways up or down for a multitude of reasons. So when I am investing in a company, much like a Tesla, I ask, what are the fundamentals of the company? What are the things that are not being manipulated right now? We look at the company's financials. They pulled in $3.3 billion worth of cash flow last quarter, and that is most likely going to be going up for the foreseeable future. So if the company is going to be bringing in more and more money to the bottom line and the stock price is coming down, that means that we are in a discount right now. Now, this is not financial advice, but just think about it. If you had something where the quality of a product was going up, and while the quality of that product is going up, the price of it is actually coming down, wouldn't you say, well, yeah, now I actually want to buy even more of it? We see this with technology all the time. Cathie Wood talks about it all the time, where technology is inherently deflationary. So you have better technology coming out, but the price either stays the same or it actually comes down. This is what is happening with Tesla stock right now. And of course, based upon the memes that we had seen, we've got, a whole line of people who are ready to buy the stock at $300, but now that it's down to $190, there's no one around wanting to buy it. Why is that? This is the complete opposite mentality of how you make money in the stock market. We've talked about this before. It's about buying low and selling high. That's the basics 101 of when it comes to the stock market. Now, of course, there's no guarantee that says that we are at the lowest point right now. It's not about timing the market. It's about buying on the lower end of the price spectrum. And then if you do want to sell in the future, you would be selling for a higher price. That would be the profits. You would be selling it for higher than you bought it for. Well, right now we are at a lower price than we were previously. So why is it that people wanted to buy at a higher price and not buy at this lower price? Again, these are just the questions that I ask, and you guys can answer in the comments below what you think could be causing that. I personally think it's because of a lot of market manipulation when it comes to emotions. A lot of times it is the retail investors that are the ones that are selling off and being emotionally swayed. It's not big money. Big money and institutions usually buy a stock and they let it sit there. Hedge funds will come out and intentionally manipulate stock prices up and down to be able to play with people's emotions to get people to do what they want to move the stock price in the direction that they want it to move. This is the over-exaggeration that we have talked about in the past. A lot of times, a stock price could be coming down for a certain reason, but market manipulators are going to force it past that, thereby causing other people to sell out further and pushing the stock price higher or lower than it really should be at that time. Then that is where big money and hedge funds will come in and scoop up at that bottom or at that top and do what they need to manipulate it. They give themselves that cushion without the retail investors involved. Retail investors are trading within this range here, while hedge funds and big money trade in ranges top and bottom below the ranges that we are all trading in when it comes to retail investors. So they're kind of dictating where the prices are going to be at the top and the bottom, and all we can do as retail investors is try to catch it near the low end of the point when we are buying. Again, this is why historically dollar cost averaging is the best way to garner long-term wealth. And now when it comes to emotional trading as well, we did get news last week that FTX, one of the largest exchanges when it comes to cryptocurrency, has gone bankrupt. So a whole lot of stuff going on in there, lots of different scandals and stuff. We're not going to dive too far into that, but with crypto collapsing the way it just did because of this, this could lead to some regulations going forward in the future and might weigh a little bit on the stock market as well. So a lot of fallout still to come from all of that. Me personally, I know I had some of my money over in BlockFi, but it's still another reason why I diversified between different portfolios. So of my small percentage of my portfolio that was crypto, only 1/3 of it was over in BlockFi. And as of right now, I just don't really have much access to it. I'm not horribly concerned about that right now, but we'll see how that plays out in the future and if that's going to affect anything else when it comes to Dogecoin or any other cryptocurrencies. We know that Elon is a big fan of Dogecoin himself. He did go onto that Twitter space when it came to FTX and said Dogecoin to the moon. So we know that he is trying to do what he can. I have a feeling we will see Dogecoin being used on Twitter very soon. I just don't know how long that's going to take. But we will see how this FTX situation is going to sway anything that when it comes to other cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin, Twitter, and anything else in the market. You guys can let me know down in the comments below if you guys were affected at all by FTX. And now for some good news coming out of Shanghai, we have Ray for Tesla over on Twitter saying that it seems like Shanghai and several other cities over in China are going away from their COVID testing policies. They are going to revoke or suspend their testing policies over there, which in turn could help give the whole market a little sigh of relief when it comes to all the lockdowns that had been talked about going on over in China. We are just starting to get into the winter season now. We are just halfway through November at this time, but this is a good sign that perhaps China is not going to go into these severe lockdowns. Maybe it has to do with because of the fact that their economy is not as strong as it is, and they know that if they lock down, that could be even more detrimental to their economy. I don't know the reasonings behind this. All I know is that this is a good sign for Tesla because one of the concerns many people had going forward through this winter was going to be further lockdowns over in Shanghai. And we also got some news out of GM. Mary Barra came out and said that they are looking to have EVs be profitable by 2025 when they will be delivering 1 million vehicles that year. That is their goal. So they have a goal of delivering 1 million EVs and them being profitable. Now let's keep in mind that Mary Barra did say that they are leading the way, keeping in mind that Tesla has been profitable on their EVs for several years now. They are producing significantly more than 1 million, and they will be delivering well over 1 million this year alone. So even if GM had their 2025 goal numbers going here in 2022, they still would not be leading. And then when it comes to profitability of their vehicles, that is them just getting to profitability stage. Meanwhile, Tesla is over here pumping out $3.3 billion in free cash flow based upon their business and how they run with their EVs. And so Mary will be speaking about all of this on the 17th to discuss more of what their goals are for the future. And it's good to watch these things just to see what they are looking to be doing. It's not to go out there and bash them or anything. I support anyone who is actually trying to help the world transition over to renewable energy, and EVs is one of the ways that we are transitioning over. So I applaud their efforts, but don't blow smoke up my ass. So we will see what November 17th brings, what they have to say, and we will see if they actually have a viable strategy to be able to get them to their goals by 2025. And so looking at the stock price right now, we are up 1.5% pre-market at the time of this recording. We will see how the day trades out. Again, I'm still going to be paying attention to any Form 4 filings that may be coming out for Elon, because if we don't see them, then we can definitely say that last week, the last 3 days, were market manipulation. So you guys can let me know in the comments below if you think we will see any more Form 4 filings from Elon. And let me know as well if you think GM is actually going to be able to get to that 1 million vehicles delivered by 2025 and actually have them be profitable. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat, that link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon, that link is also in the description. Thank you so much, have a great one.